Okay, can I get you anything else? I just want to make sure that you're comfortable.
Hello filmmakers, Ash here and welcome to Film It Yourself. As an indie filmmaker, you might find yourself working with non-actors from time to time. These can be friends or family you've roped into helping you make your film for free, locals you want to use for authenticity, or perhaps people who answered a help wanted ad you ran for your film. Whatever the reason, just because they're non-actors doesn't mean you can't get a good performance out of them. You just have to approach them with completely different tactics than you would a professional actor. So let's talk about a few tips and tricks you can use with non-actors to get believable performances. First up, and most importantly, make them comfortable. As a director, you want to build a relationship as soon as you can by meeting them in person or via a video call before the shoot. By establishing a relationship early on, they will feel less like a deer in the headlights on the day of the shoot, because although their surroundings might be unfamiliar, they at least know your familiar, friendly face. And speaking of the day of the shoot, it's important that as a director, you greet them as soon as they arrive. So once again, they feel less like a fish out of water. Another tactic I like to do is crack jokes with them right away. This helps them feel less nervous and takes some of the pressure off of them. If cracking jokes isn't appropriate for the shoot, then make sure they feel well taken care of by having water and snacks already available and set up for them. Next up, sympathize with them. Everyone is uncomfortable their first time in front of a camera and lights, and you want to tell them that so they don't feel insecure about themselves. I like to often even share personal stories and tell them how awkward and weird I felt as well. Expressing that this is a normal feeling will help put them at ease. And speaking of putting them at ease, you'll want to figure out what makes them most comfortable. And I'm talking literally here, like should they sit or should they stand? This can be especially useful if they are coming off stiff, as changing your blocking to find a posture more comfortable for them might result in a better performance. If the scene's blocking is flexible, consider asking them which one they would prefer. For example, I once had a shoot with a non-actor and she was standing the whole time. She came off very stiff and awkward, and nothing I did directing-wise seemed to change that. Finally, the producer and I decided to change our tactic and tried having her sit in a chair. And man, it made such a difference. She instantly felt more relaxed, and that came through in her performance. Next tip, give non-actors direction on what to do with their hands ahead of time. Often, people feel most uncomfortable with their hands when in front of a camera and end up getting stuck in awkward and stiff positions. So I like to recommend that they find what I call a home base to return their hands to when they aren't using them. Their home base can either be clasped in front of them, in their pockets, or at their sides, whatever feels most comfortable for them. This way, they have a default position to fall back on. Next, let's talk about their delivery. Now, while doing a line reading for a professional actor is a faux pas, it's actually an effective tool to use when working with non-actors. Usually, non-actors want all the help and feedback they can get because they often feel uncomfortable performing. The more help and direction you can give them, the better, so feel free to recite the lines the way you'd like them performed. And finally, if your non-actor is struggling with remembering their lines, consider giving them a teleprompter. This takes the pressure off them to remember, which could result in a better delivery. However, you don't want them to sound like they're just reading, so have them do a read-through with the teleprompter before recording the take to help familiarize them both with the script and the technical aspects of working with one. Now that you know these handy tips, working with non-actors will be as easy as recording from a teleprompter, which I'm actually doing right now. You see, I always use a teleprompter so I don't have to worry about memorizing my scripts and can just read the words on the screen. In fact, they are so handy that I should buy Spence 5 more dog toys and hey, wait a minute! Spence, did you mess with my teleprompter?